Hey everybody, welcome, and thank you for listening to this episode of Marriage Therapy Radio. My name is Zach Brittle. I'm here with Laura Heck. Maybe you're listening to this episode because I assigned it to you for homework, or Laura did. This is one of the episodes where I hope that you'll go to over and over again to help you kind of break a pattern, particularly around conflict. I have a couple in my practice who took this exercise on and really did a fantastic and frankly generous job with it. And we're going to talk about them. I'm going to show you their homework assignment. You'll also hear us talk about some boot camps that are coming up this fall. You'll hear us talk about Patreon. Our book is coming out. All of that you can learn more about on marriagetherapyradio.com. If you get a chance, go over there and find a way to participate. We, as always, appreciate your support. But for now, really just want to give you some insight into how to break some patterns in conflict. And as always, this is a very cool conversation. Stick around.
You have a whole bunch of stuff coming out on Instagram that I'm noticing, like that you have like your boot camp coming up.
I do?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's like kind of hitting me. I was thinking about you today of just kind of trying to put myself in your shoes of what it feels like for you to have all these new things coming up. Like, how are you feeling about rolling out with these RLT boot camps and having that be a new teaching modality for you?
I don't know yet. I haven't done them. I'm going to do 3 in the fall. I'm doing 1 online. I'm doing 1 in Minnesota. I'm doing 1 in Philadelphia. I'm doing them with 3 different people. None of them are you. So It's like really hard to kind of like have a sort of an expectation and a language and a shorthand that I am like really comfortable with. And then not only is it not you, it's also 3 totally different people who all are like different in their kind of expectation. And so I think it's going to be really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited about all of that. But man, the learning curve is pretty steep.
Yeah.
So,
what I was wondering was, I was like, I bet he's really, really prepared for this. You know, when something's new and you're like, don't know the person.
Maybe.
I'm guessing you're going to put a lot more time and energy and like effort. Because like when you come to my house and we're teaching together, I'm sitting here and I'm doing all the, AV testing and I've got my slideshow up and I've got all my notes and you're like still in bed or you're showering. I'm like, come on, Zach.
It's different when it's like speaking a language, right? Like if you don't have to like practice speaking your native language, you have to practice speaking your second language, So
that's true.
Anyway, I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. And then the book is exciting. It's been a lot of energy and kind of the more I learn just about how you make a book happen and how do you make a book launch happen? Like I'm kind of like, oh, you have to take care of people and care about them. I mean, not that I don't care about them, but people are invested now, particularly if they've already read it or they're reviewing it. And so it's, there's that. I don't know what else really I've got going on. The other thing I've got going on is I'm trying to swim another marathon in August. So this morning, I've already done 3,300 yards this morning. So
good for you.
I'm spry and I'm showered and
you are, and it's like 8:15 in the morning.
I know.
That's
it's 8:15 and I've been up since 5:30.
Holy cow. I was up at 4:30. Our dog, Smidge, the little one, is a little ball obsessed. And so she got me up twice last night. Hey, check out my outfit. It's super cute.
Okay.
Look.
That is cute. Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Ann Taylor. I'm 40, so I shop at Ann Taylor now. And
you should shop at Cabby now. That's where you should shop.
Sure. I'll do that.
Maybe I'll bring Rebecca down to Bend and you guys can have a little clothes party while I'm there.
She can shop me or dress me up.
Yeah,
hey,
totally.
Fun news. I'm going to be running the London Marathon in 2026.
That's pretty exciting. Isn't pretty
that
far
cool?
out.
It is. Well, they had a commitment for 2025 or 2026. I was like, ugh. It's like a little bit like childbirth. Like I'm going to need to put some distance between New York and London if I ever plan on doing a marathon again.
Do you know did I ever told you about the race I'm running this weekend?
No. You're running like on your feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
My aunt, who is my mom's sister, and she's like 76, 77. She's pretty active. I mean, she's like 50 kind of, and she recently climbed Mount Kilimanjaro and she like went into the Grand Canyon.
Like slightly active.
But she's like this. Anyway, on her bucket list is this race that's only in Missoula and Seattle. and they're retiring it this year. It's the end. It's the last race they're ever going to do. And so my mom and my aunt and my brother are flying out. They get here tonight, and on Saturday we're all running this race together. My wife, my daughters, my mom, my aunt, my brother. It's called the Lard Butt.
Lard Butt.
Mm-hmm. It is a 1K. Every 250 yards, there is a stack of donuts and beer.
My gosh.
So I am running a 1K this weekend with my 78-year-old aunt
donuts.
And my mom and my wife and daughters and my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Will you take pictures? Will you post it to the gram?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because our anniversary is tomorrow. So we're going to, our anniversary photo will not be in a black tie outfit on a golf course. It will be in a
little different.
It'll be in another kind of costume on the course of the Lard Butt, probably with a donut shoved halfway through my mouth.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can contrast. That's really fun. Well, good for you and your Lard Butt.
Thanks.
What else is happening? What else is new? I've had some really, I mean, like, I can't talk about it on the podcast, but I've had, like, I think I've texted you in the last week. I didn't get any responses from you, which is very rare. Usually I'm the one that ignores your text messages.
I don't think I did not get them because I do not respond.
Maybe like last week or the week before, but where I needed some consultation. I was like, I'm having a conflict of interest or a conflict.
Oh, no, you did. You did get a response to me. I said, what's the deal? Maybe I'll trade you because I've got somebody for you too.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
And then you didn't respond to that. So yeah, we're back to you ignoring my text. Yeah.
So sometimes as a therapist, you can't see a certain client because
it's called dual relationship
conflict.
Or conflict of interest. Yeah.
Yeah. Something's going on. So I had a client and it hasn't happened. Like very rarely does it happen. If in my history as a therapist, I might end up like knowing someone or like they're a friend of a friend or it's too close or something, right? And usually if I know it in advance this time, it was a complete surprise to me. And so I have to send a client your way. And I was hoping that you would take that person. And I wish I could talk about it, you guys, because I really need to unpack it. But there's rules. You got to.
We can negotiate terms.
Things.
I have somebody that I thought you might be a good fit with, but you don't see any individuals.
Only if it's relationship based. I'm very clear with that. Like if you are wanting to work on your relationship.
Different.
Yeah. No, I'm a crummy individual therapist.
Yeah, me too. And I tell people all the time, we've said it a million times on the podcast. I do want to talk about something today because I think you have to go pretty fast. And this is one of those episodes I want to have be like, you know how we always say, if you want to know how to do this, it's episode 262.
Yeah.
Like this is going to be episode. Hey gang, just want to take a minute to remind you about the Paired app. If you've been listening for a while, you know that Laura and I both just had wedding anniversaries. Laura and Ryan celebrated 15 years. Rebecca and I celebrated 27 years. Rebecca and I have been using the Paired app. We used it a lot during the spring just to stay in touch on a daily basis. Then we kind of let it fall off as we got busy during the summer. But we just got the nicest little invitation from the Paired app reminding us, A, to enjoy our anniversary, and B, to lean back in to staying connected on a daily basis. We logged back on last week. We got a whole bunch of prompts and questions reflecting on our journey and how we made it through 27 years. One of my favorite questions was about how to sort of parse out your relationship into little nuggets. What was the first 5 years like? What was the second 5 years like? And asking us each to give them a name. Rebecca and I had a delightful conversation about it, which has been really cool. I was glad to get back into it. It's kind of like hanging out with an old friend. Basically how it works is you and your partner, you download the app Paired, and you pair together. And every day the app sends you personalized questions, quizzes, and games to stay connected and deepen your conversation and have fun too. The best part is that you can't see your partner's answers until you've answered yourself. So it's really a safe space to open up, have an honest discussion about your relationship. You're not faking it or pretending, just genuine connection. There are tons of benefits from using the Paired app, from just making time daily to learning how to communicate better or discuss difficult topics. For Rebecca and I, it's really about learning new things about each other. We've got 27 years in, so we sort of felt like we had all of the details down, but getting asked new questions in new ways has been really powerful. So whether you're just a few dates in or you've been together for 27 years, find time to connect with your partner and nourish your relationship. With the Paired app, it's easy and fun. It only takes about 5 minutes a day. So head to paired.com/MTR to get a 7-day free trial and 25% off if you sign up for a subscription. I understand how tempting it might be to download it on your phone. The best way to support our efforts is to go to paired.com. That's paired.com/MTR and sign up today. I want to talk about a successful experience I had. Can I do that? Can I just talk about this?
Oh, please. Yep.
Yeah. A successful experience I had with a specific couple who they're just knocking it out of the park right now. I mean, they're crushing it. And they go back, it goes back to the thing that I say all the time, which is, I don't think therapy works. I think couples work. And so, this couple in particular has only been in my office 3 times.
Wow.
And they are, but they like soak it up, and then they go home and they like work on it, and they come back and they have questions about it. And they came back the other day with a piece of homework that I'm going to share on the Patreon. That they gave me permission to like actually show it to you what they did.
Whoa.
But they really leaned into this one exercise that I prescribe a lot. I think we might have talked about it before, but I'm going to kind of walk through it with you right now. Okay. Which is, you know how we talked to what's-her-face, Claudia Graff-Grounds, and she said couples don't have 3 fights, they have 300 fights. No, I'm sorry, they don't have 300 fights, they have 3 fights.
Yes, I say that to my clients all the time. Why can't you be more like me?
Yeah, why can't you be more like my family? And then why can't you hear my pain, right? So I don't love all those labels. I think, but she's spot on in the sense that most arguments are not based on the topic. Like the topic isn't the issue. It's the thing. It's the pattern that's the issue.
Right.
And so John Gottman talks about how most fights are about nothing. And I don't know how you've heard it as many times as I have. People go, "Oh, we had a big fight last night." I go, "Tell me about it. What was it about?" What do they say?
Well, it wasn't about anything.
They say, I
can't remember.
I don't even remember.
I don't remember. Yeah. Yeah.
So we were talking about this, and I gave them this piece of homework, and the homework is, it's this. And then let's talk about your experience with this. The homework is this. Think about every fight you've ever had. Think about the boring fight you have. Think about the one that you have every single time. Wherein if I said, "Tell me about it," you would tell me about it, and I would go, if I pulled out parenting and I put in money, would it be the same fight? Yes. If I pulled out money and I put in work-life balance, would it be the same fight? Yes, it would. Would it be the same fight if it was chores? Yes, it would. Right? What is that fight? And they were both, their faces lit up. They're like, "Oh yeah, I know what that one is." And they started to describe it, and they quickly realized that they had a different version. Like hers was different than his.
The meaning underneath of what the fight
actually
is
how
about?
it goes. How does it start?
Okay.
Then what happens? Then what happens? Then what happens?
That's kind of interesting.
And they started to compare notes in my office, and I was like, what would be really cool is I think you should go home. You should each write down the fight that you have, and then you should compare notes, and you should come up with one list. And the one list is, let's call it 1 to 10. How does the fight start? Then what happens? Then what happens? Then what happens? And they just kind of went through it step by step, wrote it down. And he is an architect, or was an architect. So you know what his handwriting looks like.
Right. Is it gorgeous. All caps and it's like all the same height? And yeah. Love architects. Is he married to a nurse? Is she a nurse?
She is not a nurse. I'm not actually sure I know what her job is, to be honest.
Okay.
But, do you find that though? Architects marry nurses?
Yeah. I mean, just like, architects are they're creative, but also incredibly analytical and precise. And it's just I think architects are such a unique blend of human beings. But we've talked about how our engineers are married to the nurses. Yeah. We had a comment about that a while back where I think someone said that we do too much like kind of putting people in boxes. So,
it was an engineer who was sad about being stereotyped as an engineer.
Yeah. Okay.
And he wanted an apology on the internet. And I was like,
right.
Sorry, buddy. Here it is.
Okay.
I'm very sorry that my comment about engineers made you sad.
Good. Is that sincere? Did that come from the heart?
A little bit. I'm sort of like, I
think we say a lot of things sort of offhandedly.
Of course, I'm not talking about every single engineer on the planet or every man or every woman or every but I don't know, dude. I got a lot of gut checking to do about privilege and stuff. Like my kids keep reminding me that I'm sort of obtuse.
Okay, go back to what they wrote. What was their
architects and engineers, I do find that they're married to nurses quite a bit. Also, lawyers are married to teachers. Did you know this? That is a thing that's happening to me quite a bit.
No, I didn't know that. Interesting.
So they sit down, they do the exercise. They come in. Not only do they have the exercise where they have all 10 arguments, they do the second part of the exercise. Do you know what the second part of the exercise is?
No.
Go through steps 1 through 10 and tell me how you would offload or change or do anything else besides submit to the pattern.
Okay.
So they write this in red.
Uh-huh.
So now I have this gorgeous document of a 10-step argument that this couple has and all of their off-ramps throughout
of something different that
thoughtfully
they can do.
Engaged throughout the process. And so you and I can bat this around as an assignment, but what I want to do is lay it out and then let people appreciate that you do not have to have the boring fight. You don't have to do it over and over and over again. You do have to have strategies, ideas, creativity to help you bail out of things. So that's the homework assignment that they did. And then let's talk a little bit about what you think and where you think there might be, what do you have any questions or where do you want to
Well, I want you to get a little more specific because the fact that they gave permission is pretty fantastic. So what I want to do is I want for you to paint a little bit more of a specific picture because it's not clear to me.
Okay.
So what is the consensus list that they created of how the fight starts?
Okay. So for example, number 1 is one of us says something that invokes a strong reaction in the other. The reaction that they have internally is what's behind this, right? That's number 2. That's number 1. Number 2, the second person reacts and counters, could be defensive, aggressive, facts or examples, because this person is triggered. That's number 2. Number 3, we go back and forth, entrenching further with more facts, examples, etc. So this is what they have sort of mapped out. He called it his flight pattern. And
cool.
What they're talking about are not nowhere in what I just read to you is any topic. They didn't say, we start talking about the kids or we start talking about sex. They just start talking. And then one of them goes, and not only is it, like just sort of simply true that they feel that, it's like really cool that they're bringing awareness to it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Yeah. As I've talked to my couples about this, and the response that most of them say is it's usually quite gendered. So the response is he says something and then she responds with some kind of emotion that is larger than anticipated. It's, more defensive or more critical or whatever. So kind of like what the flight pattern that you have there is like, it's a response, like she gets triggered. So she responds bigger than what he anticipates. And then his response to that is, I'm confused. And when he gets confused, it's a very uncomfortable feeling, sensation, something he's not comfortable with. Because I go through this quite a bit with my partners also. And so then I say, well, then what happens when you get confused? And he goes, oh, that's the worst feeling ever. Now I bring out the facts, the figures, and I completely dismiss her feelings because I can't handle her feelings. And so I'm trying to point out all the ways in which she shouldn't be feeling this way. And that's where they become more and more entrenched. And she doubles down. I have a right to these feelings. I should be, like really upset right now. This is how I feel. Now I'm going to bring in everything from the past and the last 15 years in which you have hurt me in the same way to also prove to you why I should be feeling this way. Entrenched.
Yep. And you know what's funny about what you're describing is I know what you're about to say. So does everyone listening. because what you're describing is really boring.
Yeah.
He says this, I respond double. He says I'm confused. He starts coming with facts. She starts to withdraw.
Totally.
Like it's so boring.
Right.
Because
Super
there's nothing creative or interesting or novel about it. And I think, when people come in and they want to work on conflict or they want to work on communication, you have to get them to, first of all, acknowledge that they are just in a flight pattern that is memorized, well-grooved, not thought through, and frankly, kind of boring, which is why it's so unsatisfying to be in these arguments. So even if we take your lady, your couple that you're describing.
Yeah.
He says something, right? She responds with a heightened response. He says, I'm confused. Right there, this is where you would begin to write in red. So if you were just coaching them, what red thing would you put in number 1?
Well, first of all, he never says I'm confused. It's an internal process that he experiences.
That's number 3, though.
So, okay.
Number 1 is he says something.
Sure.
So
what could he do differently? He could talk about himself rather than talking about her.
Sure.
Use an I statement.
Yeah. That's an easy one. He could say, hey, I don't know if this is going to upset you or not, but there's something on my mind that I would like to share with you.
Yeah.
He could say, is now a good time? We've talked about that a million times. Like,
totally.
Whatever the thing is that he says, there's a context to it, which is it's coming out of the blue for her. It's, it's not.
This is going to be a sensitive subject. I know it's hurt your feelings in the past. It's really important to me. I'd like to set this conversation up so that you can hear me.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that he could do to be able to present it gently.
So just for kicks, number 2, she responds too big. What's the red thing we write there?
Which, by the way, I have to say, there is no too big. Like, everyone is entitled to big emotions, right?
Sure. But the problem is, he started with a 5 and she's responded with an 8.
Okay.
Right?
Because it's triggering for her.
Okay. So at number 2, what's the...
She could go, wow, I did not expect myself to respond in this way. I think I might need to take a couple deep breaths.
What do you know?
Huh. Look at that.
Give me a second.
Yeah. Give me a moment.
We've been here before. I think what you just said was a 5. I'm feeling an 8. I might need a minute to come down 3 notches. Or I need to know if you're coming at me with an 8 because I might need to, I might be appropriate for me to be an 8, but can I just check and see? Yeah.
She could be like, wow, you know what? I'm hearing right now, like my body is responding and I am telling myself the story that XYZ. Is that what you intended?
Totally.
Right now? Is that, okay.
And literally anything else. Remember, do you remember when we went through this phase where I had this couple that I was talking about all the time, and one of the things that they introduced was he started to say, I really like Fruity Pebbles. Do you remember this? No, it was like he would, I was doing this thing where I was like, do anything, say anything else, say anything. Right. Oh. And now I remember exactly what it was. It was a very specific couple and they did the boring argument all the time in my office. And she and I were totally locked in about it because we knew exactly what he was going to say. Something like, it's not my fault. I didn't do it. And so his name was Tony. Her name was Liz. I remember we talked about them on the podcast before. This has got to have been 5 years ago.
I can't believe you use names on the podcast. Their names aren't really Tony and Liz.
No, that's the names that we gave them 5 years ago.
Yeah. I know
why we gave them those names 5 years ago.
Amazing. Is that like a celebrity couple?
Do you remember Jacqueline and Jameson? We should put that on the Instagram.
Hold on. So we're hard left.
This is the greatest hits.
It is the greatest hits. We're going to bring back memories.
We're going to go back to Tony and Liz here in a second.
Yeah, we are. But Jacqueline and Jameson was a couple that Zach was sitting near in, I think, like a pub where he would go and have a beer.
City.
Yeah. And he started to dictate their entire conversation and was describing them in detail. And he was blown up. Like, I was responsive, luckily, but had I not, I would have come to my phone and had 115 text messages from Zach. Anyway, he documented the entire thing for me. And I almost did that to you. Maybe I did do that to you the other day where I was like, I'm watching this thing go down and all I want to do is text message Zach. And I thought about Jacqueline and Jameson 100%.
Oh my God.
Now let's talk about Liz and Tony.
We should share that on the Instagram too, because on the Patreon, because Because you don't get everything for free, people. If you want the behind the scenes juicy stuff, you got.
Oh, you guys, if you're interested, I had this. This is actually Ryan's. He was telling me. He said, "Hey, you know, what would be really interesting is if you go to Reddit, which I don't do Reddit, and it feels like something cool like TikTok that I'm not on, and because I'm too old. But there's this thing called Am I the Asshole?
Yeah.
And there's a whole like relationship segment where people are like, am I the asshole? And then they start writing in like a story, a situation that they went through. I think you and I need to just hop on like a Sunday morning in our PJs and just dissect one of those. I think that would be really interesting. Okay. Back to Liz and Tony.
Anyway.
Thanks for sticking with us, guys.
Anyway, Tony and Liz in my office. Liz and I are locked in because we know Tony's going to say something defensive. We know that's his jam. And before he opens his mouth, I go, Tony, say anything else. Literally say anything than what Liz and I know you are about to say.
Right.
And he thought about it for a second. He goes, I really love Fruity Pebbles. Well, that's what she did. She just laughed. She chuckled and she was like, okay, here we go. I can work with this. Like we can do this.
Yeah.
So your buddy, he says whatever he says at a level 5. His partner says whatever she says at a level 8. Internally, he goes, I'm confused.
Right.
What could he do?
What just happened? What just happened here? Gosh, I lost my creativity. I got too excited about Liz and
anything else.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, what do people do when they're confused? People go, I don't know. I'm confused. I go, what do you do when you're confused? I seek more information.
Oh, that's a good one.
You know?
He could just ask a question. He could be like, whoops, something happened here.
Yeah.
I don't think I understand. I knew that this was going to be a tough topic, but I did not expect that response. Yeah. I think I need to understand more about how that impacted you.
Could we back up? Can we start over?
It's funny because I know that our listeners are like, I would never talk like that, Laura. I would never be like, wow, I had no idea that was going to impact you. Let me take a moment. Yeah. But our listeners are probably like, I could say Fruity Pebbles. Yeah. I got that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you say as long as you stop doing the boring thing. So, so they, he could, let's see. Oh, this is another one. You know, I've said many times, is now a good time is one of my favorite things. Another one is, did I miss something?
Did I miss something?
Did I miss something? Like, hold on. Yeah. Sorry. I thought what I said was a 5. Clearly that hit you at an 8. What did I miss?
Yep.
You know?
Yeah.
And it could be, I mean, honestly, she could at that point go, I just got off the phone with our kid's teacher. My back still hurts from last night. You know,
I hope it was good last night.
Whatever. You guys, Rebecca, on Monday, we were playing tennis. She had the most epic fall you have ever seen in your whole life.
Really? Is she okay?
Like, she's better. She's really, really sore. All she was doing was running, and then she lost her balance. And she fell into the net, which
face forward?
Yeah, which simultaneously caught her and resisted her.
Uh-huh.
So it was like falling into like a soft wall. Kind of.
Okay.
So she just kept falling into it. Like it took 40 seconds. It was one of those like, and her face hit it, and then her leg, and then her shoulder, arm, and then her back, and then she twisted up in her hip. And I mean, it took forever. I was on the other side of the net, and there were about just 15
watching
people.
It happen.
Yeah, I just watched it happen. I was laughing. Like I was internally like, this is hilarious. Yeah. And the poor girl, she couldn't breathe. She like lost her breath. I mean, everybody, the whole thing, like lifeguards had to come out. And so she's doing fine.
You have lifeguards for tennis players, huh? I mean,
well, it's at our pool. So like if something goes wrong, it's at our pool club. So if something goes wrong, the first aid people are the lifeguards.
Oh
anyway.
My gosh. I'm like, what's a 14-year-old going to do for Rebecca with like her back and her hip?
They took good care of her.
Yeah.
All right. So she's doing fine. Thank you for asking. Anyway. If you're listening to this episode, here's what I'm offering you. I'm offering you a way out of the boring argument by paying really close attention to what happens. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Go through, make it 10 steps, figure out how it ends. Does it end because you slammed a door? Does it end because somebody started crying? Does it end because you made up, or you offered like a half-ass apology, like I did to that engineer guy? Like, you know, how does it end? You know, and then take some time imagining how you could pivot at any one of those steps. So I'll go back to my clients. I'll tell you what they said. So number one of us says something that invokes a strong reaction in the other. Why? What's behind it? In red, it says off-ramp. Decide if below the line. This is actually another thing that I have to get into another time. But basically, decide how important this thing is. Like, decide internally if this thing that we're beginning to talk about is what we call above the line or below the line. Meaning, is it important enough to go to battle over, or is it not? And if it's below the line, don't worry about it. And then they wrote a little caution note, caution, don't avoid important things.
Okay.
So really thoughtful. And again, I'm going to put this on the internet somewhere.
Okay. Because I do want to talk about that just for a second.
Yeah, I want to.
I know we have to wrap up pretty quickly. The idea of, I say something that's important to me, I want to talk to you about it. If I'm bringing it up and I'm talking to you about it, like step one, I'm going to address this with you, then it's important. But if you have a strong reaction, because it's also important to you, and it just evoked some kind of a big emotion, I have a lot of clients that are conflict avoidant. That's where the conversation ends. Off-ramp. She just had a big response reaction, and now I'm done. I'm going to back down, and I'm going to completely avoid. And I'm never going to get my needs met. So I just wanted to mention that this is where a lot of conversations end, and it's very frustrating.
So maybe for the conflict avoidant couple, your list is only 2 or 3 items.
Totally.
You know, but the end of that list is, we don't
feel
close.
disconnected.
We feel disconnected. You know. Yeah. So
sad.
I don't
get my needs met. I don't trust my partner. Yeah. Okay. Go on.
Anyway, I told them I asked them permission. I said, can I talk about you on the podcast? They said yes. I said, can I share your document? They said yes. And so we're going to put it up on the interweb, probably in the behind the scenes part on the Patreon. Not to make it hard for people to enjoy, but just to really, again, thank you for supporting us, and invite you to come behind the scenes with us with some stuff. And maybe we'll put Jacqueline and Jameson up there. I'll add one more thing. You still have the whole like transcript? I think I'm sure it's in my Word. I'm sure it's in my email somewhere. I think I emailed it to you. This exercise, by the way, also works with sex. People who are in a rut, and they feel like their sex life is not what they want it to be, and it's the same thing over and over and over again. You can make the same list. You know, he initiates, she says yes, they do oral, he goes down first, she goes down next, then missionary, then this, then that. And it's boring, it's stale, it's not the same. You can write that down and then literally go back through your list again and pivot at any point. Like, maybe she initiates, or maybe you don't start with oral sex. Maybe you try a different position. Maybe you include a shower. Like, all I'm trying to do is get you to get away from the thing that is predictable, and therefore allowing you to atrophy in places that are important, like intimacy, like conflict, maybe even just like standard communication. So hope that's helpful to you. And, I like it a lot. What's that? Yeah, I like this a lot. I really do. And and you guys, you know who you are. I'm proud of you, and I appreciate working with you, and I'm thankful that you're doing the work. So now you're famous on the podcast. You are. I'm proud of you too. What are we going to nickname this couple? Can I name them? Call whatever you want. Okay. I will tell you this. Their document has their initials on it. It's J and B. So you can give them a J name and a B name if you want. Okay. It's Brian. Since B is like, Brian is the most common B name. Sure. Or we'll call him Brighton, because actually that's my massage therapist name. I'm going to go see Brighton today. So Brighton and Jennifer. Brighton and Jennifer. Sure. Proud of you guys. Both of them have the middle name Elizabeth. Brighton. All right, let's land this plane. You got it. All right. Bye.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of Marriage Therapy Radio. We mentioned Patreon. We are doing a lot of just sort of added behind-the-scenes things with our Patreon page yesterday. This is not as cool as Zach's exercise here, but I was like, what's in my bag? So I dug through my bag and I showed you all of the secret treats that I keep in my bag. And some people are interested in that, but there's also some cool interviews coming up. I did an interview with Zach and his lovely wife, Rebecca, we talked about today. Zach has interviewed my husband and I. If you go to marriagetherapyradio.com, at the top, there's a tab that says Patreon, and there you can become a subscriber for the cost of a cup of coffee or maybe a light lunch. You can enjoy all of these exclusive treats. Thanks for all of your time and attention. Thank you to Jennifer Elizabeth and Brighton Elizabeth for contributing today to our episode. Thanks for all of your time and attention, making your relationship better today than it was yesterday.